What if I tell you, your life is not controlled by fate, luck, karma, or even effort? Your life is controlled by one invisible thing you repeat every single day, without knowing it: your beliefs. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not living their own beliefs, they are living borrowed beliefs, conditioned beliefs, unquestioned beliefs. If beliefs could be changed easily, everyone would already be rich, confident, loved, and free. But beliefs don't change by motivation, they don't change by affirmations alone, they don't change by wishing harder. They change only when you understand how the mind actually accepts truth. And once you understand this, belief change becomes permanent. Why most belief work fails? Let me say something very raw and very real. Most belief-changing methods fail because they try to fight the mind, and the mind always wins. You repeat affirmations, but inside, your nervous system says, "This is not true." So the belief bounces back stronger. You visualize success, but your body still feels unsafe, unworthy, or doubtful, so the old belief stays in control. Why? Because beliefs are not mental ideas. Beliefs are felt truths stored in the body and subconscious. A belief is not what you say. A belief is what your body expects to happen next. What a belief really is. A belief is a prediction system. Your brain is constantly asking one question: what usually happens to me? If rejection happened repeatedly, your belief becomes, I get rejected. If love was inconsistent, your belief becomes, love doesn't last. If struggle was normalized, your belief becomes, nothing comes easily. Beliefs are formed to protect you, not to empower you. Even limiting beliefs are survival strategies. The subconscious does not care about happiness. It cares about familiarity. Why beliefs feel so real? Here's the part no one explains properly. Your brain cannot distinguish between something that happened many times and something that feels emotionally intense. That means one deeply emotional experience can create a belief, and repeated mild experiences can also create a belief. This is why trauma shapes beliefs so strongly, and this is why emotional repetition is more powerful than logic. You don't believe something because it's true, you believe something because it feels familiar. The biggest myth about changing beliefs. The biggest lie you've been told is this: replace negative beliefs with positive beliefs. That never works permanently. Because the subconscious does not accept opposites. It accepts evidence. If your belief is, I am not good enough, and you say, I am confident and powerful, your subconscious says, where is the proof? And if there is no proof, the belief is rejected. How beliefs actually change? Beliefs change only when expectation changes. Expectation is built through repetition plus emotion plus identity alignment. Not motivation, not force, not fake positivity. Your subconscious updates beliefs only when it experiences, this is who I am now. Not, this is what I want. But, this is what I expect. The role of identity in belief change. Here's something very important. You don't act according to beliefs, you act according to identity. And beliefs are just rules of identity. If your identity is, I am someone who struggles, then success feels unsafe. If your identity is, I am someone who is always chosen last, then attention feels suspicious. The mind will always protect identity, even if it hurts. This is why people self-sabotage, not because they are lazy but because success threatens identity. Why force never works? When you force a belief, the nervous system resists. Resistance creates stress. Stress strengthens old patterns. Permanent belief change feels calm, neutral, almost boring. If it feels dramatic, rushed, or desperate, it will not last. The subconscious shifts quietly, not loudly. The first real step to permanent change. Before you install a new belief, you must deactivate the emotional charge of the old one. Old beliefs survive because they are emotionally loaded: fear, shame, guilt, hopelessness. You don't erase beliefs by fighting them. You erase beliefs by removing the emotion attached to them. When emotion dissolves, the belief loses authority. Why awareness alone is not enough. Many people say, now that I'm aware, things should change. No, awareness without nervous system regulation does nothing. Your body must feel safe in the new belief, otherwise, it will return to the old one. This is why belief work without emotional safety fails. Beliefs do not change when you convince the mind, they change when the body feels a new normal. And that process is exact, scientific, repeatable. In the next part, I will break down how to dissolve old beliefs at the root and install new ones without resistance, struggle, or burnout. This is not mindset work, this is identity reprogramming. In the first part, you understood one core truth. Beliefs are not thoughts. Beliefs are felt expectations stored in the nervous system. Now we go deeper. Because unless you understand where beliefs live and how they get reinforced, you will keep repeating the same inner patterns, even with knowledge. This part is not motivational, this is mechanical, this is how the system actually works. Where beliefs are stored. Beliefs do not live in the conscious mind, they live in 3 layers working together. First, the nervous system; second, the emotional memory; third, the self-image loop. If even one layer stays unchanged, the belief survives. This is why people know better but still repeat the same reality. The nervous system truth. Your nervous system has only one job: to predict safety or danger. It does not care if something is good for you long-term. It cares if something feels familiar short-term. So if chaos was familiar, calm feels unsafe. If rejection was familiar, love feels threatening. If struggle was normal, ease feels suspicious. This is not psychology, this is biology. Permanent belief change only happens when the nervous system learns, I am safe here. Why affirmations fail at this level? Affirmations speak to the mind, beliefs are guarded by the body. If the body feels unsafe, the affirmation is ignored. You can say, I am abundant. But if your chest tightens, your breath shortens, your stomach contracts, the body is saying, this is not true for me. And the body always has the final vote. Emotional memory is the real program. Here is a hard truth. You don't remember the past, your body remembers how the past felt. Beliefs are emotional conclusions drawn from repeated emotional states. Not events, not words, feelings. That's why logic cannot change beliefs. Logic does not reach emotional memory. Only felt experiences do. Why talking about the past is not enough. Many people relive their past thinking it will heal them. It doesn't. Repetition without regulation strengthens memory. It does not release it. If you revisit a painful belief while staying emotionally activated, you reinforce it. Belief release happens only when memory is revisited without emotional charge. This is critical. The identity feedback loop. Here's where it becomes invisible. Your belief creates behavior. Your behavior creates results. Your results confirm identity. Your identity reinforces belief. This loop runs automatically. Example: belief, I'm not chosen. Behavior, you overgive or withdraw. Result, people lose interest. Identity, see, I'm not chosen. The mind then says, this belief is proven. But it was never truth. It was a closed loop. Why the mind defends limiting beliefs. This will shock many people. The mind defends limiting beliefs more aggressively than positive ones. Why? Because identity stability is more important than happiness. Changing a belief feels like ego death. The mind asks, if this belief is false, who am I? So it resists. This resistance is not weakness. It is protection. The only way a belief actually updates. A belief updates only when expectation breaks gently. Not through shock, not through force, but through safe contradiction. When the subconscious experiences something new without danger signals, it updates automatically. This is how children learn, this is how trauma unlearns. Why small shifts are more powerful than big ones. Big affirmations create resistance, small, believable shifts create change. The subconscious accepts what feels possible. I am worthless cannot jump to I am extraordinary. But it can move to, I am learning my value. That gap matters. Belief change is not replacement. It is evolution. The role of neutrality. Here is a secret very few people understand. The subconscious accepts neutrality faster than positivity. Neutral statements feel safe. Not, I am always loved. But, love is becoming familiar. Not, I trust completely. But, I am learning to feel safer. Neutrality bypasses resistance. Why time alone does not heal beliefs. Time does not heal beliefs. Repatterning does. If time healed beliefs, everyone would be healed by now. Beliefs stay until the nervous system learns a new response. Healing is not forgetting, healing is no longer reacting. The real reason beliefs become permanent. Beliefs become permanent when they integrate into identity. Identity is not a thought, identity is a felt sense of self. When your body says, "This is who I am," the belief no longer needs repetition. It becomes default. The most misunderstood part. Belief change does not feel like excitement. It feels like relief. A quiet release. A soft settling. A sense of, oh, this is normal now. If you're chasing emotional highs, you're not changing beliefs. You're stimulating the mind. A truth that will save you years. You don't need to destroy old beliefs, you need to outgrow them. Beliefs dissolve when they are no longer needed for protection. Safety removes limitation. Where this is going. In the next part, I will explain how to safely recondition the nervous system, how to create emotional evidence, and how to install beliefs that do not collapse under pressure. This is not manifestation talk, this is subconscious engineering. And once you understand it, belief change becomes inevitable. Now we go where most teachings stop, because this is the layer that decides whether your belief change survives pressure, or collapses the moment life tests you. Up to now, you understood something crucial. Beliefs are not thoughts, they are nervous system expectations, they are emotional memory, they are identity rules. Now the question becomes very simple. Why do some people change once and never go back, while others relapse again and again? The answer is not discipline. It is integration. Why most changes collapse under stress. Stress does not create your behavior, stress reveals your default programming. When pressure rises, the subconscious takes control. Not the conscious mind, not logic, not motivation. If a belief is not integrated at the body level, stress will expose the old identity instantly. This is why people say, "I was doing so well, and then suddenly I went back." Nothing suddenly happened, the system returned to its baseline. The baseline truth. Your baseline is what feels normal in your body. Not what you want, not what you visualize, what feels familiar when nothing is happening. Permanent belief change means changing the baseline. And here is the rule. The baseline only updates through consistent emotional evidence. Not intensity, consistency. What emotional evidence really means. Emotional evidence is not dramatic success, it is repeated calm experiences that contradict the old belief. For example, if your belief was, "I am unsafe," one calm moment will not change it. But 50 moments of subtle safety will. The subconscious trusts patterns, not peaks. This is why slow change lasts longer than fast breakthroughs. The mistake of chasing peak states. Many people chase high emotions, confidence highs, manifestation highs, spiritual highs. But peaks crash. The subconscious ignores what cannot be maintained. Permanent belief change happens in neutrality, not excitement. If a belief requires effort to hold, it is not yet integrated. The role of self-observation. Here is a deep truth. The moment you start observing your reactions without judgment, identity begins to loosen. Not fixing, not correcting, just noticing. When you notice without emotional charge, the belief loses control. Awareness with safety dissolves patterns. This is how the subconscious releases beliefs naturally. Why you must stop identifying with thoughts. Thoughts are echoes, not commands. The moment you say, "This thought is happening, but it is not me," you separate identity from programming. This separation is power. Beliefs collapse when they are no longer defended. The final stage of belief installation. A belief becomes permanent when three things align. First, the nervous system feels safe. Second, the belief is supported by repeated emotional evidence. Third, the identity accepts it without resistance. When all three align, the belief stops needing reinforcement. It becomes automatic. The silent sign that a belief has changed. Here is how you know it's real. You stop thinking about it. No checking, no affirming, no proving. The mind moves on. That silence is integration. Why you must let go of trying. Trying keeps identity intact. Trying says, "I am someone who does not have this yet." Being says, "This is natural for me now." The subconscious follows being, not effort. The most liberating realization. You were never broken, you were adapted. Every belief you carry was once protection. You don't heal by attacking yourself, you heal by creating safety. And safety rewrites everything. Here is the truth that changes everything. The moment you stop fighting your beliefs, they stop fighting you. The moment you stop proving your worth, worth becomes obvious. The moment you stop forcing change, change stabilizes. Belief change is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you were before conditioning. And once you see this clearly, you cannot unsee it. If something in this series unlocked a quiet recognition inside you, not excitement, not hype, but a deep inner yes, that means your subconscious is already listening. And that is where real change begins.